You know that feeling when you see an image and it just stops you? Like it's perfectly put together, almost like a piece of music? Well, today we're going to unpack what's really going on behind the scenes there. We're diving into the principle of balance, all through the eyes of an absolute master.
Okay, just take a look at this. This photograph is called Approaching Shadow, and it was taken way back in 1954 by a photographer named Fan Ho. I mean, look at it. You've got a single figure, a wall, and this incredibly dramatic, sharp shadow. It's so simple, right? And yet, you just can't look away.
So, what is it? What gives this image so much power? The answer, it turns out, is a core principle that you can find in pretty much any creative work. I'm talking photography, design, even the way a great story is written.
That secret, that core principle we're talking about, is balance. It's all about how the different pieces of an image work together to create this feeling of harmony and structure. You could almost think of it as the invisible skeleton holding a great photograph together.
But what do we mean by balance exactly? Well, in art, we often talk about something called visual weight, and the best way to think about it is like a seesaw. Seriously, every little thing in a picture, a dark shape, a pop of bright color, a really detailed object has weight. Balance is just the art of arranging all those things so that the seesaw feels perfectly level. That's what gives you that sense of stability and, harmony.
All right, so balance isn't just one thing. It kind of comes in two main flavors. First, you've got symmetrical balance. This is the stuff that's clean, formal, often centered. Think of a perfect mirror image. But then you've got asymmetrical balance, which is honestly a little more dynamic. This is where you use totally different elements, like say a huge dark area on one side and a tiny detailed person on the other to get that same feeling of equal weight.
And here you can see both types in action, side by side. On the left, the composition is almost a perfect mirror image. See how it feels super calm, stable, orderly? Yep, that's symmetrical balance. But now look at the right. It's a whole different ballgame. That massive dark shadow could have easily just taken over the whole frame. But it doesn't, does it? It's perfectly balanced out by that one tiny, solitary figure. It's not symmetrical at all, but it feels complete. That right there is the magic of asymmetrical balance.
So who was the master behind these incredible compositions? Let's get to know the man himself, Fan Ho.
Get this, he was often called the Cartier-Bresson of the East. Now, for anyone who knows anything about photography, you know that is huge. That's like the highest praise you can get. It means he was a master at capturing that one perfect, fleeting moment in time, what they call the decisive moment. And his life story is just as compelling as his pictures. He was born in Shanghai, but he moved to Hong Kong in 1949. And, he hit the ground running, just started capturing life on the streets. The 50s and 60s, that was his golden era. He won nearly 300 awards for his work. Can you believe that? And later on, he took that incredible eye for composition and became a really successful film director. But what really made him special was his philosophy. See, he wasn't just some technician with a camera, he was a storyteller. He would wait so patiently for what he called the decisive moment. And he wasn't interested in big landmarks or fancy cityscapes. Nope, his true subject was the soul of Hong Kong, which he found in the daily lives, the hardships, and the strength of its people.
So let's step into his world for a minute. Let's see how he actually used these principles to capture the soul of Hong Kong.
Wow, just look at the geometry in this one. Long time no see. You've got these strong diagonal lines from the stairs, these bands of light. It's like he built a perfect stage. And then the people, they just complete the whole picture. Their placement tells a story, a story of paths crossing.
And this wasn't some posed portrait. This was a real, captured moment of truth. You can almost feel the quiet exhaustion of these rickshaw men, and in that, Fan Ho found this profound sense of dignity and character. He was celebrating the strength you find in just everyday life.
And even in the middle of this crowded, gritty city, he was always finding these moments of pure joy. Like these kids playing under a big tarp. Look how they're just bathed in this beautiful, soft light. It's a perfect example of how he could find light in the darkness, both literally and, figuratively.
Now this is pure Fan Ho. You've got the smoke, the light bouncing off the water, the silhouettes of the boats. This isn't just a picture of a ferry, is it? It's a whole mood, an entire atmosphere. He could take a simple scene and make it feel epic and mysterious just because he was a master of light. And then there's Boat Girl, where you can kind of see it all come together. That stunning silhouette against the bright water, the strong diagonal line of the oar, that little glint of sunlight.
It's a composition that's perfectly balanced, for sure, but it also really hits you emotionally.
Okay, so after looking at all this incredible work from a true master, you might be wondering, how do we apply this, right? How do we take this lesson and actually use it in our own world?
And here's a fun fact. The inspiration for this explainer actually came from a school photography assignment all about balance, which I think is a perfect reminder that this powerful idea isn't just for legends like Fan Ho. It's a universal tool that any creator can use.
You can actually break the process down into 4 pretty simple steps. First, choose your theme. For Fan Ho, it was the soul of Hong Kong. So what's your story? Second, explore your world. He walked the alleys and markets. Where are you going to look? Third, identify your subject. A child playing, a man resting. What's that one thing that catches your eye? And finally, step 4, capture and create. This is where you put it all together, where you consciously arrange everything in your frame to find that perfect sense of balance.
Let's look at one last image here. You've got this person, framed by darkness, just looking out into the light. It's such a powerful metaphor, isn't it? For perspective, for discovery. It's a great reminder for all of us to look for those frames, those moments of balance in the world all around us.
So the final question really isn't about Fan Ho at all. It's about you. Whether you're taking a photo, designing a presentation, or heck, even just arranging the stuff on your desk, where will you find balance?